Good day, race fans, and welcome to the Intentional Wreck podcast made by race fans for race fans, from the casuals to the lifelong gearheads. My name is Jeff. I'm here with my fellows Corey, Finn, and Nick, and you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and the rest of your favorite audio platforms under the name Intentional Wreck. And you can find us everywhere else at IntRecPod, and make sure you check out our website, IntRecPod.com. If you want to interact with us directly, join our racing league, or get in on all of the fun and action and talk to your fellow fans of the pod and fellow racers, you can join our Discord server under the same name. I promise we do not bite. Fellas, we are coming off of a interesting race at Texas, and I use that word, How are you fellas feeling, and how are you feeling about the race?
Well, I'm good. I thought it was, I don't know. I feel like I have maybe in the minority here, but I kind of enjoyed it.
I didn't hate
I
it.
thought it was better than previous Texas races. I'll say that.
I think Texas just gets a bad rap because of the reconfiguration, and I think that the racing is better than people give it credit for. But clean air was just king. So
that's what gets me with it more than anything else. It's like,
and that's a car problem. It's not a track problem.
I don't think we saw too many scenarios where the leader couldn't be passed.
We didn't see very many scenarios where the leader couldn't be passed, but we saw scenarios where Corey Heim was the fastest car on the track once he got clean air, and then when he went back in the pack, he could not pass a single person.
Yeah, he would. I mean, I put a note here about how I felt like that was a pretty solid stage 2, and he just kind of moved up. But also, it's important to keep in mind that he was never going to make it on fuel, and Elliott decided, let me just stay back.
Just gambling, basically.
Yeah, Elliott was just like, I'm going to stay back and not overcook my stuff, and he has to pit. So that's the way I took Heim's ability to take that 1 point. I think Elliott maybe got like 0.7 behind him, and I think probably he just like, don't like the feel of this, and he was far enough ahead of whoever was in second. I don't know if it was Reddick or Hamlin at the time, but it just kind of felt like to me like that was the reason. They're like, why fight Heim for the lead? Why go make the car fuck around in dirty air when I could just stay back here, maintain my gap to who's behind me? So that's kind of what I thought on that. I didn't really feel like he was necessarily.
I think Chase was running. I think Chase was just running his pace. I think that the rest of the field was chasing Chase. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that he could. I don't remember specifically, but I don't think the gap was big enough where he could actually like lose a lot of time.
Well, he was. Yeah, Heim was on the bottom in 3 and 4, and first of all, Heim has got the most country ass spotter I have ever heard in my life. Like I
didn't listen to it.
The way things are so like the way the sport is now. There's so many less drivers that are really like country boys and good old boys, and then you listen to the Briscoe radio, and it's Australian with James Small and a lot of different guys, very technical. They're the nerds. And then you just got like whoever, like, hey, Heim's racing this week. Who's going to be crew or the spotter?
Right.
Hey, boy, it's been on it. Just like,
man, they out there doing circles. Watch out.
That's good on there. And it's just hilarious, just overtly. But Heim moved up a lane in 3 and 4 where Chase was running. And so I think when Chase got with it just under a second, he moved up. And I think Chase was just like, he can't last anyways. And as long as he isn't losing time to who's behind him, that's why I'm saying, like, in terms of, it's not like Elliott got way up behind him or stayed there and just couldn't pass. It just felt like Elliott was like, he has to pit. So either the caution comes out and he's fucked. And also tire wear had been a problem, especially for the Chevrolets early in this race. I mean, you saw Hocevar go out and then fade like a rock.
But nobody midfield could pass, though.
Blaney passed a shit ton of cars. Who else did I see? Briscoe.
I mean, he got up front once
Reddick,
into the top 10.
I think Nick's point here, too, is Heim did not have the fastest car on the track, except when he was in the front.
Sure. Yeah.
Had clean air.
But the clean air is always going to matter.
And he ran the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Did that stick?
Because
I know that he ran
keep up.
The fastest lap of the race once he got up there.
I look like Tyler Bowling. I don't care what the fastest lap of a race was. No, but
Dude, who got fast lap?
it just felt like the scenario of it. I don't know if he would have been able, like, because again, Hocevar was out front to start this race.
Well, Chase ended up getting the fast lap, but yeah, Corey Heim's fast lap was a 28.92.
Yeah,
and Chase's was a 28.89.
Yeah, ran out front. I mean, because again, it's not like Hocevar. Early in this race, Hocevar lost his tires a little bit, and he got hawked down. And it wasn't like he could. And now, granted, he's early, so he's not aero blocking early. And I have something to bring up about those things later when we talk about what went on with Priest and Kyle Busch and that whole nine. But I felt, as a notorious Texas hater, that this was the best next-gen Texas race. I can't think of a next-gen Texas race that shines brighter, in my opinion. A worthy...
Best in terms of what?
Best product of racing at the track in next-gen. Seems like
I understand why it doesn't have the sort of like bangerness of your Homesteads and Kansas and like those other similar sort of ovals, but I don't get the hate, man. Like it's fine. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's kind of always been my thing. It's like it's not anywhere on my top 5 or 6 oval tracks, but it's fine. I'd rather watch that than New Hampshire.
I think what it does is it doesn't do what mile and a halves are supposed to do, right? So road courses are supposed to challenge your technicality, everything from hands to feet and consistency, right? That's road courses. And weight shifting and handling those things.
And turning right.
Short tracks are damn near meant to be single lane. You know what I mean? And this is about your consistency, your tire saving, when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive, and not making mistakes. You know, I think back to Jeff and Jimmy at Martinsville, like just on the bumper, and it's like, don't fuck up. Don't even think about going too high up in the turn. That's, short track racing is that. Super speedway racing is pack racing, patience, survival, and then picking and choosing your runs. Mile and a halves are supposed to be high speed, multiple lanes. And that's the problem. There really isn't multiple lanes anywhere around Texas. The bumps
1 and 2, there's a ton.
It did better. It was better today or that last week, but turn 3.
The bump really comes into play like early in the run.
Yeah.
And then people started migrating up there later once the tire pressures came up and they weren't hitting bump stops whenever they went over that bump. I did feel like it could be one groove at times in 3 and 4.
Yeah.
You're right about that. But it is also less. I feel like more people were venturing up there than we saw in past races.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said I felt like, you think back to that All-Star race at Texas, that Blaney one, where like it was a train for the whole time. You know what I mean? So it certainly feels like this. Normally we see the racing was good in next gen early mile and a half, and then you feel like the setups are going to catch up, and then everybody's back to being in a train. Whereas I was pleasantly surprised. And then you go look at the Xfinity race where Kyle Larson's 3 wide with motherfuckers beating and banging. So it's not the track. You're right. Like it's not the track here, right? Because there is a car that is putting on top tier racing.
The truck race was a banger.
Truck race was solid. Yep.
Even though it was very drafty because the trucks have no power and a big ass spoiler on the back, but no, it was a good race.
Mm-hmm.
I think too, like they were mentioning on the broadcast, like the wind conditions really can kind of play havoc on that Cup car too.
Yeah.
So
that's all. Byron
adjusts, it changes how hard they can drive it in, specifically into 3 and 4. So
and they have to be more on edge at Texas than a majority of the other mile and a half tracks.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. But I think a solid weekend nonetheless, and a deserving winner, right? I would have been a little peeved had the race gone to green, white, checkered, and some shitter won. Some, you know what I'm saying? Some 2-tire shitter can stay out front.
Like fucking Bowman or something.
Or like Logano. So, hey, listen, back-to-back top 3s for Mr. Alex Bowman.
Speaking I mean, it begs the question, has Hendrick figured something out?
Well, where was Byron and Larson?
Have money. That's usually how it.
Well, I mean,
figured that part out.
You mean in terms of the body?
The new car.
I mean,
They've been fine.
Hendrick's better than
Are-
the rest of the Chevys.
Sure. Are we chalking the early season Hendrick struggles up to new car, and now they have something figured out at least on two of the teams?
I think Alex was a product of not dying, right? Call the chaos that took out
That is helpful.
many competitive cars that week.
I would say all of Byron's issues are from the body.
Yeah.
All of Larson's issues are from the Indianapolis 500 from last year.
Still,
think he's hanging on
Yes.
to it a little too much.
He hasn't been the same race car driver since May of last year.
I mean, he did go to the
That's a
600
funny
He
point.
won a championship.
and spin it out. But
yeah,
then again,
with no wins.
yeah, no wins in the
Yeah.
after Kansas won last year. So, yeah, I mean,
That's not how Larson really does things.
No, it's not how. I get what you mean. It's not how he generally operates, and it also like he's already getting hit with questions like that has already been memeified, I guess, with the most
Shanzi just said a
milquetoast
two-time Cup
response.
champion sucks. By the way,
Yeah, like his response when somebody just asked him about Indianapolis was probably the most milquetoast response I think I've ever seen for that. He was just like, yeah, well, like it happened and race car drivers like to go there. It's like kind of what it summed up to. It really wasn't much of a, there wasn't there. So it's definitely on his mind. I can see where you're coming from on that. I mean,
yeah,
we're at the point where the tracks, like, it used to be like, okay, it's a little bit of a summer slump. He's not that good at plate racing, of which we've had 3, you know what I mean, already in the season. He's been generally a solid road course racer, but he's not going to be winning road courses anymore. Yeah, we're at the point where it's like, okay, Kyle, well, now you need to really perform at your best tracks, your mile and a halfs, and he's kind of ghost a little bit for sure.
he's been struggling.
he'll get there.
So I think he'll be.
I'm far from a Hendrick guy, but I'll be I would
Yeah.
put money on the fact that Kyle Larson wins at least 2 races before we get to the chase.
Interesting.
who wins a race first, Larson or Byron?
Bowman.
Larson or Byron?
But I agree
Bowman.
actually that it is. But I actually agree with that take.
I think Bowman wins a race before Larson or Byron.
Or Byron.
Put her down.
I think
That's
he's
wild.
right.
That's wild.
Momentum means something in this sport. It's like he's fast. He's heading to the front.
I mean, 2 races doesn't mean momentum to me.
Oh, I agree. I'm memeing a little bit.
I mean, it's better than finishing in the back.
True, but he's done plenty of that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Not recently though.
I really felt like, I mean, first of all, we're talking about a third at a Talladega, and then we're talking about a third at a track where he literally just kind of coasted around the top 8 all day. You know what I mean? This wasn't a race-winning car, right? I mean, the top dogs of this race, I mean, immediately out the gate were the 19 and the 11, just absolute rocket ships. And then, of course, the 19. Well, first, I don't even know how, but the Bell came out of nowhere.
Yes.
After the first pit stop, he undercut them, then passed both of them, was gapping them
easily.
Then he was kind of catching them a little bit, and then of course got caught up in the gill and stuff, which really wasn't much he could do there.
Bell has had the worst luck.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah. Worst streak.
Even worse than.
Worst streak, Kyle
Briscoe's
Larson
luck.
since he was a failure at Indy, or Chris Bell since he dedicated his Bristol win to Charlie Kirk. Those have been possibly 2 of the worst streaks. All right, we're political. And we're political. No.
Well, so the thing is, like, what gets me is, like, I'm going to put my money, like, I stand by what I said about Larson winning 2 races before the end, and I honestly feel like it's going to happen rolling in. I'm looking at the schedule, like, right now. Michigan is still coming up. Dover is coming up. Like, there's a chance for all of the Kyle Larson, Willie won't he stuff to end pretty quickly. Like, likely before we even, like, get to July. So that's kind of where that's coming from me, is that we're getting to a point where, like, we should, and that is going to be the gauge on whether I figure out if, something is actually wrong with him or not.
Yeah.
So
arguing with Shanzi in the chat saying Bowman's not winning Chicagoland. Who won the last Chicagoland race? Newsflash, Alex Bowman. So Bell wreck.
I'm kind of really excited for that one.
Oh, it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a banger.
It's like one of the few I have never seen a Chicagoland race that I can remember anyway. I don't think I have.
Yeah, they were out before you.
Yeah.
Before you jumped in.
Pit road
Very
chaos. So 19 gets into the 5. Logano gets destroyed. And let me tell you, almost better than getting the job today was watching Logano get destroyed.
Oh, I loved it.
That was a bonehead.
It was right in front of him too.
I yell louder for a Logano wreck than I do for a Bowman win at this point in my life.
I mean, to his credit,
being
you're
a
not
hater.
looking.
Well, frequency is part of that too.
To his credit, you're not looking for a car to be stopped right there on pit road, and he's trying to manage his dash. He's got people to his outside. He's hearing a lot of calls over his radio.
Two tires. It was really just 2 tires, right? People taking strategies, and that flips everything about how you get in and out of your box.
The pit road it was chaos, pure chaos the whole race. I loved it. Made for entertaining TV.
Yeah, I thought, and really out of all of it was just LA being consistent, right? No bad pit stops, no speeding penalties from the 9. The 11 had a great day as well. Just kind of, actually, I think the 11 had a bad pit stop.
He
Jeff,
he stalled his, or was it him that stalled his car?
Jeff's
Who
looking
stalled real bad?
Jeff's either frozen or looking. Okay,
that was Blaney.
That was Blaney. You're right. You're right.
No,
Bubba Wallace's team had the fastest pit stop in the next gen car ever.
Really? Wasn't it like an 8.4?
Yes.
Before
It
this?
was insanely
So
fast.
they said that on the broadcast, but it wasn't the fastest, I don't think.
I think that's the second time this year the record's been broken, if that's what it was. Like, if
I
that
think the
was a
fastest-
record, because
I think the fastest is still Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell's team. And theirs was under an 8-second stop, right?
I think it's 7.9. I think we're looking at 8.4s or like around the fastest time I recall seeing.
I don't think I've ever seen a 7.9. That's insane. That would be like blazing fast.
Maybe it did get broken, but I thought I saw something today saying that it was the second fastest.
Mm-hmm.
No. Either way,
You might be right.
hella fast pit stop.
Yeah, super
Congratulations,
fast pit
23 team.
So, I mean, the first Google that comes up would have been 4 tires from, say it was 798.
798 for real? That's insane.
Yes, that would have been for Bell.
That's nasty.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, because I knew it was this year. Like, it was recent.
Questioning Nick.
I got a lot of useless information up here.
I would like to note, for those that have said my name in chat recently, Finn is short for Finley. This is a 1-in scenario, fellas. Just throwing that out there. Little pet peeve. Nothing worse.
It's fine. It's Finnegan.
It's not Finnegan.
It's Finnegan.
it's short for Finn. So penalties were dropped for Ryan Preece today. For on track, the wreck was damn near nothing. He literally just kind of got underneath it, kind of into Ty Gibbs, but he admitted he did it on purpose, and thus we have a penalty. Kyle Busch, however, got nothing.
Yeah, I was about to say the only reason that Priest got a penalty is because he called his shot.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
The
Stop
action,
doing that.
The
All
action
of you, stop
obviously
doing that.
means nothing to NASCAR.
yeah.
I don't know that it means nothing, but stop saying what you're doing. I
Well,
don't
it obviously
understand.
means nothing because
By
Kyle
the
Busch
way,
didn't get shit.
Sure, but I mean the
And Kyle Busch
penalty
took out
is
2 cars in his
the
thing.
penalty is for admitting you did it on purpose. That's what the penalty's for.
But even
they've been
that level of contact,
crystal
That's what
clear
I'm
about
saying.
this.
that's what I say. Is like,
Denny had the same problem.
Right.
By the way, we would apply the same rule basically as an admin team to our racing league.
not in that wreck, however. I'm going to be honest with you. If somebody submitted that clip to the pod, to the incident form, I don't think I would have any thoughts on it. I would say
Right, but
the
if
guy
they
said,
then came
"I'm
out and
going to
said,
wreck him
I
on
did
purpose."
that shit on purpose,
again,
like-
the clip itself isn't.
Bruh.
It's just contact in the corner, and it's light.
Don't-
In fact, he barely. I'll pull the clip up right now. He
He's
didn't left
joking,
hook him.
Shanzi.
He didn't he didn't hook him. I'm not joking.
But
I'm not joking at
again,
all.
That's not Corey's right. That's not the point.
Again, initiating contact is not illegal in these cars. Let's be clear.
But
here.
at Texas, they are on the ragged edge.
Sure. But to say, hey, so there's no rule that says if a car decides to come down right in front of you pretty late into the entry to the corner that you have to lift. There's no rule that says
there is a rule saying that you can't intentionally wreck other drivers, which is what that was.
So that's the thing. So that's what we're talking about. Intentionally wreck or intentionally contact that leads to wreck, they are two separate discussions, right?
But I mean, he said he was going to dump his shit.
But also, at what point, right? Did he say, I'm going to... So, again, let's go into a hypothetical here, because Ryan Blaney has got to be one of the... First of all, every single driver gets pissed off. Every single driver. How many? Who was it? Alex or Denny yelling at Ty Dillon? Every single driver on the radio at some point goes, if that happens again, I'm going to dump his shit. Fuck him, I'm going to dump his shit. And then 20, 30... How many laps have to pass before that statement no longer applies? Say you accidentally contact or you guys are hard racing and then it hits... now, granted, he did say after the pass,
not post.
But even then,
not post.
He didn't say I was going. He said I'm not lift. His exact quote was, "And I did not lift, and I was not going to lift." I read it earlier. He didn't say I'm gonna. He said on the radio, "I'm going to wreck him. I'll fuck him next time I get up to him. He's done." Sure. After the race, he said he came down and I did not, and I was not going to lift. He said, "There's a lot of times that you learn to give these, I lift out, give these guys a break."
Are the same.
They are not the same statement.
Same thing.
It is not the same. It is not illegal.
If you do something with your vehicle to contact another vehicle and they wreck, that is an intentional wreck.
That is intentional. Yeah. No, it's not intentional wreck. It's because what is wreck, right?
With a car and then that car wrecks.
Yes,
that is an intentional wreck.
No, that was intentional contact that led to. It's the same thing we talked about last time, another time, which was how we penalize again within leagues, penalizing the outcome, because we have this thing in our iRacing league where guys will review the end, like a wreck will occur, somebody will spin out, and then they go review that. However, they never go review scenarios where somebody got hit by hard racing or people driving over their head, but that driver saved it. Right? So you're telling me that with that contact, had Ty Gibbs spun out, saved it, and we stayed green, that Ryan Preece is free, clear and free?
Yes.
What I'm saying is, it takes
that it changes the scenario.
It takes
yes, because you can't have stewards going through and looking at every second.
Do that.
You can't have stewards going through and looking at every second of the race, seeing who made contact where.
Sure.
And seeing if it's
and you can't,
a penalty
you can't
or not.
police intent until somebody tells you what their intent was. Right?
Again, but what he did. So if I go, fuck that dude. He pissed me off earlier. I'm not lifting in the corner. He did not change his line. Priest did not. All Priest didn't do. He didn't even come out of the lane by staying in the corner. He just stayed in the gas when Gibbs came down. And Gibbs lifted out after coming down, and the lightest of contact made. Now, what I will concede is, had he hit him in the left side of the car in any capacity, I completely flipped my discussion. But a guy 20 laps ago that pissed me off, that comes down in front of me and I don't lift, what I will disagree with, and what I'm trying to clarify is, I think it was intentional contact. I don't think it should classify as an intentional wreck that is punishable with a fine. That's my place.
But we agree. But here's the thing. What I'm saying to you is the penalty is for admitting you did it on purpose. That's what the penalty's for.
It doesn't matter
they can't
what.
Call it that. Dog, hold on.
Go ahead.
They did it to Denny. They've now done it to Priest, right? Anybody who says, I'm going to dump this guy's shit, and then does it and expects to not get a penalty is dumb.
No, that's what I'm saying. Dumb. So, no, you have to, all right, we need to pick. Are you talking about the statement made 20 laps earlier, or are you talking about the statement made after the fact?
I'm talking about after the fact.
Okay, so then don't go back to
the statement made earlier.
They go together, though.
No,
he said that he's done.
Yes.
The statute of limitations on that statement runs out when the race ends.
So
if anything happens between that statement and the end of the race, where there's contact between that, the 60 and the 54,
okay,
then that is an intentional wreck by Ryan Priest.
I feel like
he put himself in that situation by saying that over the radio.
Again,
that is the only logical place to draw that line, is the end of the race.
It doesn't matter if he actually intended to wreck him or not,
I'm trying to find the
you have
exact
to
quote
police
that I looked at
the
earlier.
I mean, it's like there's
point
nothing
is
the
that
NASCAR could do.
my point is this: stop doing that. When
you
make
can't
contact
tell a
after the
driver
race,
he
do
has
it
to
and own
lift
it.
out. Like again,
You
I
can.
don't even
You can.
think that
They are
was
saying that.
I don't think it's fair to even say. I mean, that's just a lot of things. Doesn't mean we have to agree, or that's the factual of it, because it's inconsistent across the board.
Dude,
If
I just
they're
like
telling
if
you
there's a
what
car,
they think with their actions, though.
I have
The
a question for
penalties
you,
are
Finn.
telling you what they think.
I have a question for you. If there's a car that has 40-lap-old tires that's running their line in a corner, and a car that has brand new tires that's behind them that also wants to run the same line in that corner.
Sure.
If the car that's behind on fresh tires doesn't change their line and doesn't lift,
Sure.
they're still going to run over the car in front of them.
Yes.
Is that not an intentional
that is
wreck?
a different scenario, and I would not say it's an intentional wreck. I would say because the word wreck in the word intentional wreck here, this is crazy, it was about the pod, but the word wreck,
the wreck
here
is contact.
no, I do not believe contact equals wreck. And if we disagree there, then we disagree there, we move on. But I do not believe contact equals wreck, because contact is not illegal in this sport. To make contact with somebody is not illegal in this sport. Otherwise, to initiate contact with somebody at all and to be like, hey, like a scenario where Larson dives it in and underneath, and they drive him up the track. And Larson in post-race goes, yeah, I knew I had to throw it in there. I did use him up a little bit, got in it. So you're telling me if he admits after track that he did throw it in there and he did use the driver up and contact was initiated, then he intentionally wrecked that driver, so he should be suspended and lose the win. No, I don't agree with that.
If that driver spins around or hits the wall after the contact is made, then yes.
And
that changes a lot of races then. And I don't think that that's core to what NASCAR is.
The two statements are tied together, because if 20 laps before that, Larson said, I'm going to get up there and dump his shit, and then he does it, and then after the race, he says, I got in there and used him up and he wrecked. Oopsies. No, they're connected to each other.
Again, but you're allowed to say things throughout the race, right? Like, first of all, you're allowed to bitch and moan. Like, I've been in many races with Nick where he has and I have screamed and gone,
he was
I'm going to
allowed
fucking
to say
wreck that dude's
if
shit.
He then didn't wreck him.
Yes.
No, even later. So even contact changes.
But he's going to get a penalty, though.
It's been decided. Like, it specifically was said that the race comms VP who made the decision specifically said the audio was the factor.
Yes, we know the audio is the factor, Jeff. That's not what's being argued. The argument is,
no, I
think the contact is extremely.
The argument?
Huh?
What's the point of the argument?
The point of the argument is because I don't really think you need to hold drivers accountable for being pissed off in a moment, especially when a wreck happened. Like, I think the statute of limitations is a lot different than Nick's, which is fine. We disagree.
He wasn't held accountable for the for the statement alone.
Correct.
Yes.
But I'm still finishing my stuff. And second, we're talking about the contact itself. I don't think that contact was intentional. Like, it's not even on par with right rearing somebody. It's not on par with straight up dumping somebody. He didn't dump Ty Gibbs. He just didn't lift in a turn where Ty Gibbs came down late into a corner anyways. So it was a scenario where Ty Gibbs made a late ass move to get down clear of Priest's nose, and he just goes, I'm not going to lift. I've done it 100 times on iRacing. Nick's done it 100 times on iRacing. Not lifting because you want to come down in front of my lane after you've raced me like a dick all day. I will not say that that's intentionally wrecking somebody.
NASCAR will.
You haven't earned that.
NASCAR did.
That is,
yes,
you
they
haven't.
did.
Okay, fine. Then let's not talk about anything. God forbid.
No,
in fact, everything they say,
Doug,
no, that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying, right? Either have the conversation or back out, and we move on.
Doug, what I'm saying is anybody who does what he did, who says they're going to do it, and then it happens, should expect to get a penalty. That's what I'm saying.
Also, you're back to arguing pre. Now you're arguing back to the pre-statement. You have to pick one. Is it the pre-statement or is it the post-statement?
No,
because
it's a whole
100 every single driver every single day bitches about being passed, about the way the car races them. So you're saying if you make a statement on the radio at any point and then you touch that driver at all by the end of the race, you have intentionally wrecked that driver.
What I don't think that's fair to say at all. If you do what Priest did, you're going to get a penalty. That's what they have said.
Well, technically, I can show you 10 examples of people also doing what Priest did and not getting penalties.
Since when?
Huh? All right. Okay, next week on the pod, I'll pull up about 10 scenarios. That's why I think it's a really weak penalty.
Where they said on the radio that he's going to dump him, And
Yes.
then he dumps him
He didn't
and
dump him.
doesn't get a penalty.
I don't think he dumped him. Not lifting is not dumping somebody.
It doesn't matter what you think in that scenario. It happened.
I don't think that that's dumping.
Okay.
And that's fine. If
I
we
agree,
disagree,
it
we
wasn't
disagree.
egregious.
We don't need
Sure,
to lead
sure.
this conversation with you agreeing with me. Just be clear. We're welcome to move on. If we disagree, we
Yes,
disagree.
That's good.
I don't think that that's dumping though. I don't.
Okay.
Now again, he touches the left side of him, or he drives hard up into the corner, and no. But you just coming down late as fucking to turn. Go watch the clip back and just honestly look at it. It's not like he came in on the backstretch or came in and Priest hit him. He cleared himself down very early in the turn, in which most drivers could go, fuck it, it's early, and he went, fuck this dude. But he didn't move his car. He didn't even accelerate. He continued to run his corner as he normally would have. I would wager if you were the driver in the Priest scenario, you would not feel like you intentionally wrecked anybody. You would just feel like, oh, that dipshit wanted to cut my nose off, and I'm going to keep running my corner.
I would feel like I was
Oh,
getting
you're
in
late.
trouble whether it was intentional or not because of what I said.
Again, when we start policing what guys say on the radio and trying to say that goes until the end of the race,
They've
I mean,
always done that.
but they haven't.
But that's
When
but
has
that's
anybody
what it is
ever been
now, though.
suspended for saying, I'm going to dump it? Man, fuck that dude. Blah, blah, blah.
And then dumping some, and then
wrecking them
it
later.
doesn't
When
matter
has
if
it
he
ever
dumped him
happened?
or not. But
It's almost
an incident where a
exclusively
driver
after.
says, "Hey, I'm going to dump this guy,"
Yeah.
and then two
There's
guys
contact
that
and
they
he
were
wrecks.
talking about get into
Right.
contact and wreck. One guy wrecks and the other's race is fine.
Yeah.
not
If
a-
you find any scenarios where that happened and nobody got suspended, then I will eat my words.
I'm not saying it's fair or not. I'm saying the precedent has been now made clear.
The precedent
Between
has
the
been
Denny
set
thing and
about
the Priest
post
thing.
race, but that's exclusively to post race comments. If you admit, and if NASCAR's going to set their standard, which is if you say you did it, then we're going to suspend you. I do think that's fine, but also that concept. That's what I'm saying. Just for me, very specifically, that level of contact really was nothing that I think is 25 points and 50K. And then when you look at what happened with Kyle Busch, who's
Yeah, I
throwing the
agree that
car
the-
around to not
the-
get suspended
the-
in the same weekend.
the the dichotomy of the
Right.
two
Yes.
events is not a good look.
If I show you-
you're absolutely right about that.
I show you both contact, knowing what you know about this sport and how
Sure.
much contact is initiated. And I go, one of these wrecks led to an intentional wreck penalty of 25 points and 50K.
Okay.
Right. My argument
just-
is
The difference is a
Kyle Busch
verbiage
is smarter
after
than Ryan
versus.
Preece. That's
I just
my
watched it
argument.
back. Gibbs
Kyle
is
Busch is
fully
an
in
old
front
pro.
of Priest on corner entry.
He's pulling
Fully
down.
in front.
It's like right late into corner
And
entry. Yeah, like I said,
It's right on corner entry, but he's clear, and he's
He-
got
he
a
is
few
clear.
feet between the cars. Priest
Does the rule say you
goes
have to
way
lift?
deep into that corner and washes up the track.
Does he wash up the track? I'll watch it back, and if he washes up the track,
Once he
I'll
gets
agree.
to Ty's bumper, he
Pull him
washes
off
up
my
the
phone.
track because he's in further. I don't think he wanted to wreck him. I think he wanted to get him loose and move him out of the way. But no, that was definitely intentional. Whether the wreck was intentional or whether the getting arrow loose was intentional, something was intentional.
that's when he went underneath him. I'll also say this about Priest: the move that Ty Gibbs did that got him pissed off was nothing either. So in comparison, like I just feel like that's just normal
I
shit
agree.
we
It
see
was
every
all- it
day,
was all of
and
a
I just
nothing
don't think
burger.
that that's something. I mean, it's not going to hurt Priest all that much. He only dropped one spot and he's still in the chase, but like, I just
Whatever
hope
the
that that's the
precedent that
kind
gets
of
set today is going to be different tomorrow. So-
well, that's
Well,
another
that's
thing
also
too. When we're talking about precedent, the sport of NASCAR changes precedent daily,
Yeah.
right? And I
The-
don't.
Yeah,
the
if-
statute of limitations and precedent and everything else is only
there's
about
one
the
thing
distance
that's
of,
consistent-
like, the middle of a race. Yeah, it's inconsistency.
Is inconsistency.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus, I'll pull
everything
down.
that happens here, whatever was done, whatever the penalty was, whatever this was, 3 weeks from now, we're going to be looking at some other thing at another race where there's going to be some other like arguable contact that's going to not get called, and some people are going to, make a big deal out of the whole thing, and then all of a sudden the precedent's going to be reset again because
But
it's NASCAR. You know?
So everybody that races on iRacing in the Cup car knows that if somebody is right on your bumper in a turn, then there's a good chance that you're going to wreck because you're going to get arrow loose. That's basically what Priest did to Ty Gibbs right here.
Yeah. Again,
And if somebody does that to me on track, I'm going to say, you wrecked me.
I would be angry, and it would absolutely be not driving very nicely. And I'm not tiptoeing around. Like, at the end of the day, it's not what's illegal versus what is kind of a dick move. But you be a dick, people be dick back to you, right? You cut people off.
The people is going to play a role too, because there's a big difference. If this is Chase Elliott and it's Ryan Blaney and it's like
cameras are going crazy.
Something like that, it's going to be a whole.
I think anybody in this situation saying what they said over the radio and then this happens gets the same penalty.
I'm with you on that point. I guess maybe I mean more like the penalty may be different, or the circumstances, or the level of hype.
Snugs, get out of here! Fuck.
The hell?
I know the cameras are being weird. Fuck. I had minimized the application looking for something. It came up. All right. So
here's my solution to this problem. Drivers, when you get in a situation like this, lie. There's no penalty for lying. Just lie.
Yeah.
Say it was an accident.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna come out and say post race, after you've had a chance to get out of the car and calm down and do an interview, and you're ready to go, cool. I personally would like to walk me as a fan walking away. I don't want to see that kind of contact getting policed in the future, right? That's another thing. I don't want somebody to use that as precedent. Post-race comments, no post-race comments. At the end of the day, what happened on the track is what happened, intent or not. And somebody goes, well, this is what they did to me. I want him to lose. That would be lame. I don't think it will, but I think that's lame. It's going to be some fucking Reddit comment I'm going to be arguing with in a month. But
Kat brings up a good point about that.
I also do not care unless it happened in that moment, right? Unless he keys up and goes, I'm gonna, fuck this fucking guy, and then throws it in there. I'm gonna be honest with you. Unless, again, the wreck itself is like absurdly egregious, right? But like a scenario where he goes, when I get back to somebody cut you off, I get back to that dude, he's fucking done, or I'm done cutting him slack, and then later in the race, racing, or you don't cut him slack. I don't think that would be worthy of a suspension at all.
How long after would you be okay with, nothing happening to him? Like the next lap, if something happens?
Again,
last lap I was mad. So.
Well, I'm a proponent of what was the contact, right? Like if somebody goes,
I agree that there should not be a penalty here. Like they shouldn't penalize anything that happens on track unless it's super egregious and super like, oh, that guy could have died.
Yeah.
I want them to police themselves. Yeah. I'm just saying NASCAR had to penalize him because of what he said on the radio.
Well, and so, because
doesn't matter
to
if
that
it was
point,
intentional or not.
This is the thing that I'm wondering too, is like the general, like Chat brought up a good point about this as well. Because one of the things that this comes down to is, does the points and the actual penalty, is that potentially going to reduce a possible retaliation? Because that in and of itself is a lot of the reason why a lot of leagues in general try and interject in these circumstances to set a precedent so that somebody else doesn't go, okay, well, this happened, get you next week, and then dump somebody else, and it's worse.
Right.
And the retaliation, in my opinion, should kind of curtail the initial act, though. So I think that there should be a possibility of retaliation.
Well, sure. I mean, this is the same thing that happens in with the unwritten rules of baseball that happens all the time, right? Like you plunked my guy, your star's going to get one of the ribs, and then it goes back and
both
forth.
sides get double warnings,
right? And it depends on what happens and how it goes, and a lot of that kind of stuff. It still goes on, but there have been attempts to mitigate it in the past, and as we've gone on, and NASCAR is one of those sports where
in Matthew 5:39, Ty Gibbs instructs us: "Do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right fender, turn to them the other fender also." So
I would like to point out also,
I don't think
it is entirely possible
Jesus would retaliate.
They appeal this penalty and it gets overturned. That would not surprise me either.
I don't think
it wouldn't surprise me if it got overturned either.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one.
Here's
another one. Quit being a telemetry nerd on fucking wrecks. These guys are the best, some of the best drivers in the world. They know how to make a fucking intentional wreck not look like an intentional wreck, right? Like they know how to make these things. Unless you're Clint Boyer, which is the most obvious,
or Chase Elliott. But yeah, I mean,
just turn hard right.
If you've ever watched Kyle Busch a day in your goddamn life, you know that shit was intentional. But
he's smart though, because he lied.
Well, I mean, his comments during the race weren't too great either, though.
But he's dumb as shit, though, because he threw away a 11th, 12th place finish.
Yeah, there you go. His spotter basically begging him. He's like, we haven't run in the top 10 in 3 years. Let's go. And Kyle, listen, washed. I'm ready to say it. I know it was there, but, like, for me, we've seen Kyle Busch's last Cup win. Guy's done. Don't put him in a big ride.
This race proves that it's more than just speed. It's mentality.
Yeah.
Because even when his car was fast and he was top 10 90% of the day, he can't do it.
Mm-hmm. This is the most I've talked about a Texas race in 7 years. So power to the Texas weekend. Because normally,
that mission. I think it's time to move on.
Yeah, that was a solid.
We could carry. If you guys want to carry this chat on, jump into the Discord and carry this chat on with us.
If we are the
don't do that.
To do before this race.
If we are the Smees of one thing in this world, it is intentional wrecks. So, but not all of them are made equal. So we had to get.
If anybody's playing a drinking game on how many times we've said the name of the podcast during this one episode, I'm sorry, but you're toasted, and I hope that you're not driving tonight.
We're just on brand, dude.
That's exactly.
I hope you are driving tonight and you get the pole.
Hey, Jesus Christ, that could be taken
electronically.
Yeah, like holy
pole
shit.
Position.
Dude. Please drink and don't drive and
hit a pole.
Holy shit. My God.
No, you know what I mean.
All right, iRacing update.
All right. So the team, a little weekly iRacing recap. The boys hit up our first chase race in the Smoky Mountain Racing League. This was at Charlotte. Kicked it off to a banger, fellas. We got the front row. Captured Nate Lesko on the pole. Tyler Bowling outside, coming to green. Super excited. 300 miles under the lights, going green. Tyler fucks the car up, turns right, puts it in the wall, ends his day. Dense fog was.
How does that even happen?
Just here's what it is.
It was something about Charlotte that night.
I have been preaching to the guys coming up new to iRacing. Stop doing first gear restarts like your Nick Kaufman. Since they have started iRacing, Nick has spun himself out of P1 no less than 5 times.
That
in first gear restarts.
Maybe 3.
You have done it quite a few, and that's just the league races, my brother in Christ. So, Nick will recover. Tyler did not recover. Immediately,
but also all the restarts that I don't spin, I get a hell of a jump.
True. You're never gonna believe what happened to Nick later in this race.
I spun from pole.
He spun from the front row late in this race. Had to play
from the inside line, which I was not ready for at all because that hadn't happened to me from the inside the rest of the race. So I don't know what the hell happened there.
Nate Lesko won his, I think, 5th or 6th race of the season. We recruited him, and it looks like he's going to be winning us a championship. Nick has a chance to go get him, but it'll be a hard ask. I got cleaned out by a vehicle fighting for P5. Came off the wall, hit me, wrecked me, and I ended up finishing 9th, but I was 2 laps down, and Bryce right behind me in 10th, 5 laps down. So that's how that race went.
That sounds like some kind of race you guys were in there.
A rough one.
Yeah, it was something.
Then Friday night, we go Texas full-length race. 3rd race of the season. Nick won the first one. Then there was Talladega, and then we were on to Texas. I can't remember what happened to me, but Bryce takes me 4 wide. Nick's on the bottom of us 4 wide, and then the car right in front of me loses grip. He was on old tires, and I have nowhere to go. I hit him, spin. I have 6 minutes of damage, recover from that 6 minutes of damage, and finish 6th. So that was a very, very long day of just managing damage. Bryce and Snugs, rough day from those guys. Didn't get good finishes, wrecked cars, laps down. However, young Nick Kaufman, on super old tires, held off the field, 2nd win of the season. Clap it up for the boys. Thoughts on that one? Victory lane for you. We have a victory lane from Dilly Tune that we have to get to, but
yes, we do.
We got like 5 minutes. So.
We're good.
No, the Texas race, the full length Texas was fun. Everybody was, that's a track that you have to be up on it full time. So I was hurting after that race. I would have taken tires the last caution had I had them. I used all of my tires. We had like I think 9 tire sets, and I used all of them by lap 225. So I didn't really have a choice late. But yeah, I was just able to hold them off for a green white checkered and get it done. So we got the we hang on to the points lead. And yeah, I don't know how Watkins Glen is going to go this week, but we're in a good spot.
I'm doing a full length Watkins Glen.
Full length.
100 laps.
However,
insane.
I am just a part-time driver in this. Okay, I am Catherine Legg, and we've got Boris Said and Tyler Densfog taking over. We're going to be splitting the schedule. So he's going to be representing the 94 car. Hey, as a car though, I think we're like 3rd or 4th in points. So the 94 team looking really strong. P2, I don't know what he did at Dega, and then P6. So, but looking to win some championships for the boys. I wanted to point this out. If any of you guys in the league are doing stuff and you want to race under the IWP banner, please let us know how we can help, support. Corey put up his own money to sponsor you. He said he'll do it. I don't know. It's up to him.
Sure.
But yeah, really cool stuff coming out, and of course dominance. I mean, even at that Charlotte race, all 5 of us on the team were the top 5 cars. So yeah. we are uber competitive. We were thinking about going league to league and like taking their championships like Infinity Stones, just like go to a league, win their championship, their Zoner Point championship, then leave, go join another league.
Just being journeyman,
just move all the way across and just just go one league to another. I mean,
we have the speed.
To that other point, like I mean, I would toss in on like a paint scheme for, a pod car, like, anything along those lines. I got no problem with that.
If you pay for a paint scheme, you can put whatever you want on it. We'll build it. You tell me what you want. If you want to put your hairline sponsored by the 94 card sponsored by Jeff's hairline, and I'll just put
Snugs would put money towards that car.
I'm sure he would. Well, so that's what it'd be. It'd be my hairline on the hood. Like
all of us would. What are you talking about? Of course.
You could have that, and that's fine. But I want the Intentional Wreck pod logo somewhere on that car too. So
we got them all over.
The logo should be your hairline too.
Yeah. We're just gonna change it. The whole IWP logo.
Yeah, the whole branding is just Jeff's hairline now.
Intentional hairline. Yeah, I guess that's man. Oh man.
So Watkins Glen.
Yeah, we gotta do Dilly's. We gotta do Dilly's victory lane. I got it.
So Dilly sent me this. In a scenario in which NASCAR wanted to take a race outside of North America, what circuit, oval, or street course would you like them to race? My suggestion, this is Dilly, would be Brands Hatch, utilizing the GP layout, which is apparently similar in length to the current layout used at the Glen. So have you guys put any thought into this one? Corey is currently Googling tracks outside of the United States.
No. I got one, and I just wanted to make sure that I had the right one in mind.
Okay.
I think it'd be cool to see Monza, just to see go all the way out there and actually put cup cars
Monza
on the
oval
bank
or
turn.
The full Monza.
I mean, either way, I think it would just be cool to actually see banking outside of the U.S. and put stock cars on it in any case and see how they run in comparison to when you get anybody else out there. I think that would be kind of fun. So it just seemed like the somewhat obvious answer when we're talking about putting NASCAR somewhere else.
Shanzi says
Rainbow Road.
Yep, we've already seen a stock car in Le Mans.
So I'm gonna go with Bathurst.
No, can't do that.
Why?
Because SVG is gonna win by a day.
That's why I want to see it. I want to see. I was
gonna say the Nürburgring.
SVG has come to NASCAR. Now NASCAR goes to SVG, and watch him absolutely smoke everybody. See, me and Dilly, right?
A stock car coming down that hill would genuinely kill somebody.
It would be insane. The sports cars have enough trouble hanging on and not almost flying over the bridge wall. It would be wild as hell to see that.
So I'm a big fan of Silverstone. I really like how many straights it has. I think if we're going to go to another country, we need to very much avoid any kind of short oval, anything that's got these cars going around at like an average speed of 80 miles an hour. We don't need that, right? Give me something where, it's very technical. There's a lot of technical turns. Those high-speed S's in Silverstone would be absolutely nuts. And then a ton of straights, so those European fans get to feel what real fucking power feels like.
But I do feel like the average speed around a course like Silverstone would be like no more than 100 miles an hour.
Well, yes, I'm talking about like your high, I guess top speed, right? Like
Okay, yeah,
top speed, like they're ripping. Like I almost feel bad for the guys at Chicago street course because it's like and that had a decent amount of straights, but like give me them things flying at $180, and also it's gonna put way more strain than we've ever seen outside of like maybe that one front stretch of Coda, which the fact that it's uphill helps them a lot with getting down to braking.
Is it
coming into San Diego?
Isn't Laguna Seca in California? Where's Laguna Seca?
It's in the U.S.
Yes.
Well, anything
Okay, I thought
outside
so.
of the
No,
East Coast
this is international.
for a
right?
young country boy.
I'm ready to see them come through San Diego in that long straight
That's gonna
by
be
the
very cool.
airport. I don't know, or by the airstrip there. I don't know if anybody's ever been on that base, but they'll be able to. I got a rental car going about 110 on that straightaway, so it'll be they'll be moving.
I would love to see. I don't even, I'm gonna be honest with you. Before I come off sounding like a complete novice at this motorsports thing, Hakone is my by far favorite track on Forza Motorsport.
Okay.
That would be cool. If it looks like it looks in the game, that would be awesome. And the Japanese have a special affinity for baseball. Maybe they love NASCAR too. You never know.
I don't know if I've ever seen a
Well,
country
they have an
like,
affinity for auto racing already. Also,
get NASCAR.
So
it's hard to not be impressed by
like,
by just the pure sound. And power coming
Japan
through.
has hosted numerous famous stock car races and F1 races and everything else. So
Bahrain was a close second. I really thought that like some of those F1 tracks that are really, really high tech, really, really nice would be fun, but ultimately my vote came down to Silverstone. So good question from you, Dilly. Appreciate that.
Bathurst is the answer. Chat backs me up on that.
Dude, he's gonna win by a day.
Monza for me still, because I think you get the straights out of it too.
Speaking of SVG winning, the Glen boys.
Yeah,
Glen time. SVG
New track limits.
Zillage.
New track limits.
Wait, did they officialize it? I didn't see it official. I just saw some dipshit on Reddit.
Yeah, they're putting up tire barriers at turn 1 and turn 6.
Okay. If official, slam the SVG bets. If official, slam them. Because a lot of these guys rely on overshooting those corners to find speed. And Daddy's going to win that bad boy pretty easily when it comes down to being way more technical. Do we see another first-time winner?
No.
The boy or
I think Connor Zilic can get a top 10 here.
Well, yeah, I think a 10's given. I think a 5 is a great day.
I don't think a 10's given.
But
the way that Zilic has been running.
I mean, we only have one example of road course, and he was the best car on the track that day.
Trackhouse is dog shit.
He was good, but yeah, Trackhouse is worse than they were last year.
Absolutely. This is just the unique case, right? Oval, I don't think so, but I do think he's going to have a top 5 car. Now, whether the rookie can wheel it and, again, same deal, right? Like
stay out of the trouble.
Like the technical road course racers are going to thrive this week, in my opinion, versus the guys that overdrive the car, especially if the penalty is smacking a tire barrier.
Yeah. DraftKings has SVG plus 125 to win.
Yeah.
Minus 500 for a top 5, minus 1,200 for a top 10.
I'm surprised it's plus.
I'm shocked he's
plus money. Yeah.
Last road course before Coda, what was the last one last year?
The last
I believe that he was the favorite over the field.
Roval.
Yeah.
Was a Roval.
I think he was the favorite over the field.
And he won that race. Shocker.
Yep.
We're gonna put a little friendly wager on there.
Yeah. Live bets. Live action.
Now that we're talking about it, I mean, sure.
Anybody that's not those two, who's in your fantasy that I keep forgetting to update, so I'm actually going to do that now because
Tyler Reddick.
I'm putting Reddick in there. Yeah.
Gotta have Tyler Reddick.
But I mean
Byron.
Byron.
Yeah. Byron, Reddick. Blaney's an interesting
Here's
bet.
one.
Chris Buescher.
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs.
Yeah. That's a good bet as well.
I think Ty Gibbs is a guy that you need to put in your lineup, which I will be. So I'm going to go SVG Connor Gibbs.
33rd last year. on the lead lap.
Briscoe's pretty good at these road courses, Corey. I would not be surprised. McDowell, guys, we have to talk about McDowell being the worst Spire driver right now.
He is by far.
Who feels?
He's also old.
Right. Do we potentially see somebody going into the 71 next year that isn't him? I mean, I don't know what contracts look like, but
I would say it's 50-50 at this point. I think that McDowell, I don't think he's in a contract year, is he?
I don't know, but you got to start thinking soon.
Yeah, but he's not going to retire. And I don't think that there's anybody coming up without a seat that would be put into the 71.
The picks this week are fucking Kyle Busch versus John Hunter Nemechek.
You know that was intentional.
They are trolling. Oh, and Ty Gibbs and Michael McDowell are Jesus freaks.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
I would not put Bowman at Watkins Glen. The fact that Bowman has a road course win is a ridiculous thing in this lifetime. Honestly, it's probably what started this horrible timeline we've been on. Why are gas prices high? Because Alex Bowman won at fucking Chicago Street Course 3 years ago, and we'll never be able to escape it.
Yeah, so, exactly. Like I don't know. I feel the ground getting colder beneath me. It's crazy. But all that being said, we are going to be leading into our league race this week at Worldwide Technology, and we're about to roll into that here very, very shortly. So everybody that is tuned in the league that is ready, just be ready for qualifying here in a bit. But yeah, as rolling into this, how are you guys feeling rolling into Gateway?
All right, I'm going to be interested to see how the fuel strategy plays out, because stage 3, if there's a wreck at any point, it's going to really mess with some things.
I'm going to go even simpler on that and see. I'm curious on how the entry into pit road pans out with the league for anybody that isn't aware, considering there's an actual service road to lead you there at Gateway. So we'll see how that ends up shaking out, because we've had some fun with that before. But I know I'm feeling about as unconfident as that's my general state anyway. So I'm feeling pretty unconfident going in after my practice today.
Me too. I'm sitting a solid 20th in points, Jeff.
I'd kill to be 20th in points, Nick.
Top 20, baby.
Killed to be 20th in points.
Hey, on the plus side, don't forget, you got drop weeks. You got 2 of them. So
I've already used my 2.
I think my first drop week is I'm just going to mysteriously not be around when we go to Sonoma here in a bit. So
next week. Next week. Yeah.
I just might happen to be busy on Sonoma.
Listen, showing up, keeping the car straight, and not getting off tracks, and Sonomas are basically guaranteed top 15s, which won't be your drop weeks. So I always tell people, if you feel like you're weak, show up and just start in the back, let people go, race clean, go. Just put a little, little music
this
on.
Man, Dilly,
little
if he's not teammate of the century, something is wrong.
Oh, yeah.
He made videos, screenshots, wrote up turn by turn instructions for everybody on the team. Gave it away like, hey, this is what I'm shifting here. I'm turning here. You got to make sure you catch the curb on this at the apex of this turn. And it's like screenshots with instructions, and there's a video with multiple laps. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Telling you, I keep banging the drum for this man, Dilly. He's gonna win a race this year. He's gonna
lock him in.
He's gonna win a race before I do.
Lock it in. All right, well, we got
see that
Worldwide. So we will see you guys in the pre-race lobby here soon. Getting ready.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we can. I think that's going to cap things off. That's going to wrap things up for us this week. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, Twitch, under the name Intentional Rec, and the same name on your favorite audio platforms. Make sure you check out our website, intrecpod.com. Check us out on the socials at intrecpod. And make sure you join our Discord server if you want to be up to the latest league news. If you want to join the league, or if you want to chat racing with us, you can do that there. All that being said, everybody get ready for qualifying. Make sure you tune into the streams for the Intentional Rec Racing League. And we will see y'all there. Everybody have a fantastic week and weekend, and we'll catch y'all next week.
See you.